Right, so today I'm going to have a go at making what's called a tri-stick. I believe a tri-stick was invented by a guy called Mors Kochanski, who's basically a survival guru from back in the day. I've watched a few videos on it. I've had a look in a couple of books about it, and it seems to be a really good way to brush up on your notches and your cutting techniques. So I bought myself a little Mora. I believe this is the 120. I've got myself a length of a stick. This one I believe is hazel. I got this one because it was dead at the top. You know, it was actually dead up here. It was still growing a couple of little shoots, but you know, hazel's a really robust tree, and obviously, you know, whatever I cut down will grow again. It's really good for coppicing. So it's been used in the English countryside for years and years and years, even to weave fences when you slice halfway through and then bend it over. So when cutting, remember, yeah, in between here, yeah, in between your legs here, this is like a death triangle. If you slip with your knife and you go into your archery, your main archery here, you haven't got long, yeah, especially out in the woodland. So whenever you're slicing or chopping, make sure that you're chopping away from yourself, yeah, actually away from yourself to the outside or directly in front of yourself, yeah. Don't get it in between this triangle. I think the first knot I'm going to try and cut will be, let's have a look at what I've got, will be a beaked knot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to make a cross into the wood. I have seen people do this. I'm not sitting very comfortable at the moment. I have seen people do this by battening it. I'm not actually going to do that. I'm just going to use my strength to make a couple of stop cuts in like an X shape, which I'll show you in 1 second. As you can see, or maybe out to see, may not be out to see, there's the X. And all I'm going to do now, sorry, there's the X. All I'm going to do now is cut up to it, yeah. This is a new knife, so I'm not actually used to the size of this knife. I'm usually used to knives that are a bit bigger than this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slice up to the bottom of the notch, and then I'm going to use my fingers and my hand to twist it to the side. Then I'm going to nick it off. Oh, there we go. So there is my beaked notch. As you can see, side it up a little, because if you're going to do it, you may as well make it nice. You know, if it's a job worth doing, it's a job worth doing well, isn't it? So yeah, all tidied up. First notch done, beak notch. My next one, I'll do on the opposite side, and that'll be the number 7, the L7. And you basically use the L7 for the likes of, you know, your figure 4, dead 4 traps, that type of stuff, trigger mechanisms. So yeah, just crack on with that. So I want at least a couple of inches down, you know, a few inches down, so it's not weakening it. And then I start going into my L. This is a straight cut this time. About halfway through, well, you're not going to get halfway through, but we're just making a stop cut to start off with. So make yourself a stop cut, and then where you want it to start, usually about a knife's length or a little bit longer, depending on what you're making, and just bring it up to your stop cut. Be gentle with it, don't be too aggressive. So as you can see, all I've done there is I've created a stop cut at the top here, and then I'm just bringing the knife up to the stop cut, yeah, trying not to take this bit off. Basically pull your knife down, take it up to the stop cut, no more than half really. Tidy it up. For smoother action. And there we've got an L7. You can bring this round a little bit further, you know, make it a little bit more steeper for a figure 4 deadfall trap, so that when it drops it pushes it away, if that makes sense. The next one is just a V. It's a little bit dry, this wood, but yeah, sorry, V-notch. So far, and then the V-notch, and then the next one is basically a scoop. So there's the next one, which is, you know, for something to sit into. Next one's going to be a reduction, round reduction. So what I'm going to do is basically go round, score it all the way round. Yep, and then do a couple of knives top out there, and do it all again. Short knife. Make sure I've scored it deep enough, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the middle of it out, and I'm going to keep it round. Just take that knot off. Yep. Start on the opposite side. I might have actually done that a little bit too deep on the opposite side, but we'll see. I don't think I've ever used this notch in the field, to be fair, but you know, it is what it is, and it is part of the learning process. The job's worth doing. It's worth doing to the best of your ability. And I'm definitely getting bit. So yeah, reduce reduction. That's the reduce reduction. Next one will be the square knot. So I've done a round, and next is a reduced square if I can. Just get my bearings. Square, eh? It's going to be interesting, won't it? So I'm assuming you just go down in a straight line for a while. To make the square. Again, using the thumb. Because I want to keep this as level as possible. I'll do it one side at a time. Bring that up to the end, nice and easy. So, as you can see, that's a square. There's a gap. There's obviously a gap between there and the actual reduced square. And it's the same on all sides. Just tidy it up a bit because, again, it's worth doing. So what's the next one? The next one's like this, but it's just a flat. So it's simply a flat on one side. There we go. Again, trying not to sit there and take any more bark off. Nice and easy. They say each one of these should take 1 minute, yeah? Bear that in mind. To be fair, I think I should have brought my bigger bushcraft knife out rather than doing it with this one. But you know, it's a new knife, and it is a Mors, and it is a Mors carver. Or a butterfly. Again. Literally the first time I've done some of these knots. So there we go. That's that one. If you can see it. This one here. What's the next one? Next one. I'm not feeling. Not something I've ever done before, but I'm going to try it anyway. Dovetail. Can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm just using the end of my knife to try and, you know, nick a little bit away at a time, to try and give it that dovetail look, at least. Might not be a dovetail. Right, I think I'm going to leave that one there. Otherwise I'll be on it all day. But, you know, there's me dovetail, yeah? Dovetail. What's next? Next is I'll do the next one further down here, because this one requires a little bit of snapping. And a little bit of skill to it. Not that the others didn't require skill, they fucking do. They absolutely do. But I think this one's called a knock. Dip in the exact opposite side. And what I'll do is I'll just take the knife and mark off where the tops and the bottoms are in the centre. And then on the opposite sides, further down, do 2 small ones. This works, I'll be very impressed. I'll show you this as soon as I've done it, as soon as I've done the markings. So one there, and then you've got on the opposite sides should go in there, like so, and then should be able to split it as one down the other side. No, it's not done, has it? Don't know why. Oh, never mind. Basically, that's for another day, that. Basically, the knock was this one at the bottom here, where you snap it in half. But yeah, that didn't work out, so now we've got to try and salvage some of this wood. There we got a digging stick for digging, and then in the top of the digging stick we're going to put basically a root cleaner or root debarker. A root debarker, it's up there for pulling your roots through. whilst I'm here. May as well practice. Spike for bow drill. Round for bow drill, or obviously pegs if you're nailing them in. Now I'm just trying to make a square hole. I did there we go, through. I made a variation of the L7 knot on this side, just so I could put the hole in, because I didn't have a lot of wood left from where it snapped, and I really did want to do the rest of it. This hole's needed for, as far as I know, a trap, the Ojibwa, bird trap. As you can see, maybe not. There's a square hole, both sides. There's the variation of the L7. Final bit. So we got the first one, which is for your bow drill. You also see me carve the point and then go down to this. We've got this one here, this one, which is for, for your bows to attach your line to. So we've got the bow, you've got your pot hanger, nice and deep. We've got the L7, we've got the V, we've got the, don't know what this is called, scoop, I guess. You've got the round reduction here. You've got the square reduction. You've got the hole, square hole. You've got the L7 variation. You've got the flat. You've got the dovetail. You've got the pot hang, the bark stripper, and you've got the digging stick. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and give one of these a go. See you later.